Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're tuning in and watching this. Thanks for coming back, by the way. Today we are headed to Shane's. He's got some new essentials kits that he purchased. So he's got some G5 Pluses running around the farm, and we're gonna go get his self-propelled forage harvester ready. We're gonna throw a G5 in that guy. It is planting season's wrapping up here. Guys are getting ready for hay. Probably going to start cutting here in the next couple of days. So, going to do some stuff, get the monitor ready, get Greg's run pages fixed with him, and answer anything else. So, let's get rolling to the next spot. Okay, well, let's take a look. Okay. So, G5. All right. How's it going?
Harvest lab stuff along with the camera.
Okay.
And then one page I want just the camera.
Okay.
For later on in the season when I'm tail chopping.
Yeah.
And then, some tabs or whatever so I can punch in fields and stuff like that. I should be back there in a little bit. Are you done with the chopper or the sprayer?
I don't know that we can do a lot with that until we get it out in the field, because it'll only let me do a auto track with the booms folded out, and we can set up the pages in a few different ways, and then we can just not select them if he doesn't like them.
Correct. If he doesn't like them, we can change them. But he's gonna like them, because I'm gonna tell him he's gonna like them.
You betcha.
Yeah, calibrate that TCM right away too while you're there. So
Can do.
Okay.
All right, thanks, sir.
All right. See ya.
Talk to you there.
Bye.
Looks to me almost like we gotta do run pages. Really, is what he's after. I would guess. Let me. Because we've got a guidance page, but we've got nothing else. So let's just start building pages.
I'm getting a little better. The only thing I don't like is I can't fit the icons. You know, not enough room. And then
Like
there's
still one row, and
yeah, there's still a dead space there,
Yep.
and it's just,
The dead space is dumb.
yeah. So that I wish.
Okay, let's do, if I can spell here, video. So let's add a video monitor as big as we can get for him for tail chopping, which is going to be that big, which he can still poke at it and I can blow it up and make it big. Let's go Isobus VT. Let's look at our harvest lab. Just going to be that guy. Field totals, which is going to be that guy. And now we've still got all sorts of room for activity.
Well, so why don't we do a small tab for just client farm field, just a little one?
Fields and boundaries, that little guy there.
Yep.
And then I think I'm going to put a map up there just for giggles,
Right.
because I don't know what else we would put up there right now. Like so.
You still got some room, so I would put in there where a work monitor page or one work monitor module, so you can either select how many acres you've done that day, or
Let's do this. Let's do two of them. And then what we'll do is we'll save it. And we'll change it to where that's a counter, and this one is a 0.
This is 0. Yep.
Okay.
And then yeah, because that's for that.
But why is it blank? That's easy enough.
Make a difference.
Yep, so remember, because harvest labs are dumb, when it looks at sees corn, it doesn't see it as corn. Now if you did
Corn silage.
corn silage, magic.
How about chickpeas? What
Chickpeas?
If we wanted to do for chickpeas?
I would bet if you are chopping chickpeas that it's probably going to tell you no. Chick.
Or cucumbers.
Oh, cucumbers? Oh, let's chop some cucumbers.
Hey, we got a harvest lab.
Shut your mouth. No, we don't. We do, but it's stuck on corn. Hey, you know what's even better? Under favorites is a cucumber now. I think we should leave that and just look and see what it is. What is cucumber? There we go. That looks better.
And really, he's got his map. He's got his... He's not going to be running auto track on that. That could be really his run page for
pretty much everything. Okay, so we tried. Let's get everyone else up to speed here. We tried to do an advanced TCM calibration, but we ran into a little conundrum. So we're driving in a straight line right now, and it says we are turning. We are most definitely not turning. So it's a glitch that the 7000 has right now that is resolved with one of the easiest things in the book. And Shane, what's the fix? You know what it is.
When all else fails, battery disconnect.
That's right. No blinky light means we can shut it off. We have a blinky light and you shut that thing off. Bad juju. After the battery reset, GPS is now happy, so we went ahead and did a advanced TCM cal. Everything checked out, so now we're all set up. We're ready to chop. So background on this is a 9700 self-propelled forage harvester. What we're looking at here is we've got a couple of things that the operator wanted. So video being the biggest one. He wants to be able to swap between his videos, so he has two different videos. He's got analog 1, which is just a rear spout camera. Then he's got analog 3. What analog 3 is this is called an active fill camera. So when the operator wants to run active fill, he can actually lift the spout up and it's going to start looking for a truck. And when it finds a truck or a tractor with a wagon, whatever, you can actually push a button and lock onto that truck to where this spout will fill said truck. So the operator doesn't have to do a whole ton. Now in our terrain around here, we've got those things that are way out there. Lots of hills, lots of challenging terrain, so this doesn't always work depending on the terrain, just because when you're doing a bunch of rolling angles and stuff, that spout can't always keep up. So his backfall is going to be analog 1, which is the spout camera by itself. The other thing that he can see is what we call a harvest lab. The harvest lab is a tool that is actually right there under that yellow hump. The harvest lab tells us different constituents. So in this case, it's going to tell us what the moisture of the material is, if we have what our crude protein is, ADF, NDF, sugar content, and ash content for alfalfa. So it monitors alfalfa and it monitors silage corn. So it's going to tell us what the constituents or the quality of that crop is before we even get it in the bag. So we already know how good our crop is going to be for those cattle before we ensile it. And some guys do find this information very valuable. Shane is one of those guys that sees a lot of value in this. The other things we set up is just an acre counter. How many acres have we chopped? Instant tons an acre when we are chopping, so we know how thick the alfalfa crop is. Which, I think I said this was corn. This is alfalfa is what we're paying attention to right now. In those different configurations. All of his AMS functions are going to occur here on the top screen. He does have a 2630 screen here on the bottom. This is going to be all his main machine functions, so header control, cutter head control, all that stuff. But otherwise, the secondary screen will run all of the additional features that he wants to run. So it's set up, calibrated, ready to roll. So really, it's just Greg shows up and tells us if he likes it or doesn't like it. With that being said, we're moving on to the next one, which is right over yonder. Everything, so or with a lot of new tech. Looks like your shed is. The challenge that we're running into is that we're 120 foot wide when we're all the way unfolded. Right now you're folded up to 70 feet.
And we just got inch and a half of rain, so there's no field that we are able to drive in.
Yep, so we're doing it in the yard. Well, there's a lot of obstacles in the yard, so we're going to try doing it here. If not, we're going to get Shane trained in so you can do it in the field when it does come time.
You ever seen the movie Top Gun Maverick?
Uh-huh. You feel like Maverick?
We don't have enough runway.
Well, we're going to give it a shot anyways. I'll hit it. Well, you ever been wrong? I've been wrong. This is again one of those times. Apparently you can do it with the booms in.
Because this morning I couldn't auto track with the booms in.
The more you know. Oh, look at you thread that needle. Oh, you're gonna make it.
You can do it.
You can do it. Okay. So then turn around and then come in really tight to that Sterling when we come back in.
And now, as far as advanced TCM, I mean, if it's at engine idle or high idle,
Doesn't really matter.
matter.
As long as you're under 4 miles an hour, that's all we care about.
sure. How about if, and it's just recording satellite, so it has nothing to do with hydraulic oil temperature or anything like that.
Correct. Right there, snap it. You should be good now. Back through the needle.
As long as we succeeded, that's all that matters.
Exactly. One thing before we jump out, there's one thing I gotta point out to the world, because no one understands why there's a chainsaw in here. Or why down here, oh come on, you can get there. There's a battery charger down here. Why, Mr. Customer, would you put a chainsaw in your sprayer? Like, what's the purpose?
So, one of the main reasons that we upgraded from the R4038 to this one with ExactApply is our field range from 0.6 acres to 184 acres. So living in the driftless area. So this is a machine that I can go on a steep side hill, which is, steep for us is pushing 30% slope. And I can go into that and go at 6 miles an hour and get the exact same rate on the corner as on the inside is on the outside. So I have that range of variability. I can drive from 5 miles an hour to 15 miles an hour. The reason for the chainsaw is, if you look around this country, we can get some pretty tight corners with some field roads.
Like, look all the way up there. What are those? Those are trees.
Those are trees.
Oh, look over there. More trees. Look over there. Oh, what do you know? More trees.
So
we just never get away from it, do we?
So then if we had, last night we had 50, 60 mile an hour winds. After the planners went through, everything was fine for there. Now I got a beautiful new machine here and I have a hard time putting pinstripes alongside of it. So just carry a battery operated chainsaw so I can, or if there's a small tree blew down after the planter, I can just stop and I can zip it up and throw it off to the side.
Yeah. One of the things I really focus to try and get across is the driftless area, like you said. It's not, we just live in a unique part of the world. I mean, you can see it from here. Hill, tree, more trees, more hills, to the point where, I mean, it's no kidding, 17 degrees of slope is really not that uncommon around here.
And a comfortable, anything under 8-9% slope is just a nice
gradual hill. So
right.
we have challenges to combat, and one of those things are trees. So he runs around, and he's not Chainsaw Massacre, but he runs around with a chainsaw in here. So don't think he'd ever use it on anyone, but it exists. Sprayer's taken care of now. So last thing we got to do for Shane today is good old planting data pull, because on this particular planter, does not have an entire Deere system on this, even though it is 1770 John Deere. So we've got to pull off some precision data because he doesn't have he does not have the cloud system for this. So with that being said, we're gonna throw our handy dandy USB stick in here on this side, nice and up and close, personal to the bird's nest there. And then we're gonna go ahead and pull this data off. So we got the 2020 data on the USB. It's ready to roll. So we're gonna go back to the shop, get on some decent Wi-Fi, and get this uploaded for the customer so that he can view it. And that wraps up another farm visit over to Shane's. So on to the next guy for me. Thanks for tuning in. We'll hopefully see you on the next one.